I mean, we're not cooking a turkey. That would be catastrophic. Alright, so today we are doing Thanksgiving makeup. I already have Christmas decor ready to go. I'm just waiting to switch up my background over here. But I wanted to do a look for you guys for Thanksgiving that isn't super overboard or like smoky eye, that you can just wear with your family. You don't have to wear false lashes, obviously. You do you. I wanted to do something that was festive but still wearable and affordable. All of the products I use today are from the drugstore or Ulta. But happy Turkey Day, eat your hearts out, spend it with people you love, and an exciting announcement video is actually coming tomorrow, Tuesday, as a bonus video. So at my normal upload time, 6 p.m. Pacific time, there'll be a bonus video going up. I'm really excited. I'm excited for you guys to see. I hope you guys are excited. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Should I say 6 p.m. Pacific time again? So if you're excited for this video and you enjoy while you're watching, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let's do this. All right, so I've already washed, moisturized, and now we are going to prime my face. So I'm going to use the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. This is one of my favorite primers. This is a primer that I feel like actually minimizes your pores. Every primer says that, but this one I feel like actually does, and it's from the drugstore and it's pretty great. So I'm just going to focus this kind of on the areas where I have larger pores, which is around my nose. So I just pat this in, just like smooths everything out and kind of fills it in. I don't have my scarf on right now because I went a little crazy with the heater. And my apartment is like a furnace right now. I don't even know how I'm wearing this sweater. Actually, I might need to take this off. I'm like starting to schwitz. All right, so for foundation, 2 drugstore foundations I've been really feeling lately. You guys can probably guess. 2 by CYO. This is a Life Proof foundation. This is a more matte foundation. This is their matte foundation. I have videos using both of these, but I'm actually gonna mix these 2 today. This one is way too dark. This is the lightest shade 203, and this one is the right shade, but it's just quite not enough. It's just not quite enough coverage for what I want right now. So I'm gonna mix the 2, this one to add coverage, this one to lighten it and give it more of a dewy look. This is extremely matte, but it looks pretty much airbrushed. So if you have darker skin than I do, you could wear that one on its own if you just like a matte foundation. They only have a few shades right now, which is kind of shitty, but they're new, so they'll probably be expanding. Just mixing it on the back of a Bath & Body Works candle lid. So I've dampened this Real Techniques Diamond Sponge. So I'm just gonna try this out with this today. This thing is so large. When I'm filming this today, it is actually my tonight's my last pill, so it'll be 30 days on Accutane so far. So here's what my skin looks like after a month, for those of you who wanted a little check-in. I decided I'm going to do a 2-month check-in, and then the 3-month video will be the skincare products I'm using, just so I can have enough time to kind of test everything out and make sure what I'm using is actually helping the dryness. Right now my dryness is not bad, but tomorrow I double the dose. I don't really like this sponge. I wanted to give it another go because I haven't used it in a while. It feels kind of rough or something, like the bottom of it. I really like the LA Girl sponge. This is a couple bucks, but if you can find it, pick that one up, or just the normal orange Real Techniques sponge over this one. Okay, we are all foundationed up. So for under eye concealer, one of my favorites is a Maybelline not Instant Age Rewind Fit Me concealer. This is in the shade 15. 15 is actually lighter than 10. This one, depending on kind of what foundation shade I'm wearing and what I mix, can look a tad dark, but I think with this one right now it'll be fine. Yeah. This one, since it is a little bit creamier, I kind of like to give this like 10 seconds to just sit there before I start blending, just so you get a little bit better coverage and it's not kind of moving around quite as much. So I'm just gonna let that sit. I'm gonna blend out my eyes and then go in and blend this out. This concealer sits on the skin so beautifully. It's very lightweight. So to set my under eyes, I always mix these 2 Physicians Formula powders. This is just the correcting powder in the shade Translucent. If you have more fair skin than I do, you can just use this one. It's an awesome pale setting powder for under your eyes. If not, you can mix it with this or just mix it with another powder. Cannot tell you how many of these I've gone through over the years. You could also use this as an all-over face powder if you wanted to. I'm just gonna use a tiny bit of this right here, so when I go to blend out my bronzer, it's a smooth blend, nothing sticking, because I'm not gonna set the rest of my face. If you have oily skin, one of my favorite drugstore powders is Maybelline Fit Me 05 Loose Finishing Powder. This stuff is awesome. I love this powder. So I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Essence 2-in-1 Eyeshadow Primer. This is basically like a pigmented kind of base, gives you a little bit of color. I don't like this as much as my MAC paint pot. For a couple bucks, it works. Anyone remember the NYX Milk Jumbo Stick thing everyone used to use. My nails are way too long to function right now. I need to get them cut. Like, what's going on? So for brows, I really like the Ardell kind of dip brow thing. This is really similar to the Anastasia dip brow. I have the shade medium brown, which is a tad light for me, but we're gonna go ahead and use it. And I'm gonna go over it with my Ulta Brow Tint in Deep, which I love, just to kind of deepen it up, add some color, but this is just gonna give me a little bit more shape. So taking the Ulta Brow Gel, I'm just gonna run this on kind of like the outer half of my brows. This stuff is great by itself too. Good to go. Bronzer. For bronzer, I'm going to take the e.l.f. bronzer palette. I really like this shade, which is not the lightest shade. This one is lighter, but I find that this one is a little bit more of the tone that I like. Personally, I kind of use bronzer and contour shades interchangeably just for whatever I'm in the mood for. If I want more of a cool tone, ashy kind of look, I'll go in with a contour shade. And if I want something a little bit more warm, if I'm doing like a really warm eye look or something, I'll go in with a little bit more of a warm toned bronzer shade. I don't like really warm toned bronzers. You can put your bronzer wherever the heck you want it. It's just makeup. I'm adding a bit of this just to this part of my nose to kind of give it some more shape. I love the Physicians Formula Butter Blushes. I like pretty much every shade I've tried. There isn't one that I don't really like, but this is in the shade Vintage Rouge. Oh, it smells so good. Definitely doesn't smell like Thanksgiving. It smells like summer. What if they made seasonal scented blushes? Physicians Formula, you should get on that. I want more of a goldy champagne highlight for this look, so I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Golden Goddess. I just showed this in my Ulta Sephora haul video. These highlighters by Makeup Revolution are so freaking stunning. They have that wet look to them. Pop it on the cheekbone. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving this year? I'm actually staying in Seattle. I'm not going home this year because I just don't really enjoy Thanksgiving, but I'm seeing my family like a week later. I'm gonna go back in with this bronzer palette. You can use whatever bronzer shade you use for your face. I'm just gonna put these into the crease. I'm just kind of, I don't even know what I'm doing, mixing these two shades, that shade and that shade. So I'll be having like a Friendsgiving this year, which should be fun. I have a couple friends who are here. We're gonna attempt to cook. I mean, we're not cooking a turkey. That would be catastrophic. You know, I might try and whip out some mashed potatoes, bring out my inner Martha Stewart. I actually really enjoy cooking for people. I just don't enjoy cooking for myself. So if there are people there, I will gladly bake some pies. I think we might be doing it at my apartment. Not sure yet. I'm gonna go into the Maybelline Gigi Hadid Warm, it's just called Warm eyeshadow palette. I haven't really tried this. I used one of these shades as like a face highlight in a different video, but I haven't tried the eyeshadows yet. I've just swatched a couple, and that one looks really pretty. It almost looks like a pinky orange. Look at that. Personally, when I'm like with my family for Thanksgiving, I don't want to do anything too crazy makeup wise because you're just chilling. I kind of want to like focus on the lips and stuff more. So I'm going to take that on a brush first. I might use my fingers if it's better. I'm gonna switch to my fingers. I almost feel like you could use this with like a stippling brush as blush. It's a really pretty shade with just a slight shimmer actually. It looks a bit more shimmery in the pan, but I want to try and wet it and see what happens. I'm layering this quite a bit. I'm going to go back in with that same bronzer palette and just take the same exact shades that I used before, but now I'm using a stiffer brush to put this into the crease. This is the Coastal Scents BR250. It's like $2 or something like that. So just on a flat edge brush, I'm going to take this deep brown shade in here, smudge this on the lower lash line just to give a little bit of definition to my eyes. Now on a small blending brush, this is the Sedona Lace 904. I'm going to go back in, again, trusty bronzer palette, and I'm taking the lightest shade and I'm just going to blend that out a little bit on the lower lash line. It's 4:20 when I'm filming this right now and it's already dark outside. So weird getting used to that again. I'm just going back in to touch up that brown a little bit. For the inner corner of my eyes, I'm going to go back in with the highlight, face highlight, and put this on the inner corner. Sometimes I swear brushes just vanish into thin air. So I'm going to get some of the highlighter on my brush and then spray it with a setting spray. We could just use water too. I'm going to put this right on the inner corner and hope that we get a nice pop. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. Lashes, you could definitely skip if you wanted to, but today I'm going to pop on the Ardell Faux Mink 811 lashes. I love these. So I'm just going to do a coat of mascara, put these on, waiting for my lash glue to dry. If you're someone who likes a dewy setting spray, this is one of my favorites. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating primer mist. I just put the black top on it because the white one's pretty shitty. But this is oil-free, silicone-free, alcohol-free, and this looks beautiful on top of makeup, so I'm going to use it today to just give a little bit more of a glow to my skin. It is a bit sticky, but I don't notice it on my face. But if that does bother you, you can also use this underneath your makeup as like a primer spray, which is what it's technically intended for. I should have done this before mascara. Alright, so lashes are on. I just love these. I just love the way these open up my eyes. I also put on some nude liner on the waterline just by Rimmel. Now we're going to do bottom mascara. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Length. I use this every single day for bottom lashes. It's awesome. It doesn't transfer down to my concealer. So I think we are on to lips. So I have 3 different options here I want to show you guys just so you have options. The lightest, more natural looking one, this shade Tora by Maybelline. This is so pretty. Ever since I tried this in that first impressions video, I've been using this almost every day. It is so beautiful for just kind of like an everyday nude. So if you don't want something too intense, you can go with this. Another one of my favorites that I think would be good for this look is the L'Oreal Infallible Paints in Tongue Tied. I've talked about this 50,000 times by now, but formula wise and just the shade of this is one of the best liquid lipstick formulas at the drugstore in my opinion. I think this would be pretty layered with like a peach kind of gloss or something over top, but I think the one I want to use for today's look, which is a little bit more bold, is this Ardell Whipped, I think that's what these are called. Yeah, matte whipped lipstick. This is in the shade Upscale Flavor. These are really comfortable to wear, not the most long lasting, but it should stay on unless you're eating like salad with straight up oil on it or something. I'm not really sure why this is called whipped because it doesn't remind me of a whipped formula at all. It just feels like a moisturizing, comfortable liquid lipstick. It does dry down matte, but it doesn't get that dry kind of feeling to it. The more I'm looking at this eyeshadow, I'm not that into the lid shade at all. I feel like it's just, I don't know, it looks a little bit faded or something almost. So I'm gonna actually go in with the CYO. This is their In the Clouds Shimmer Switch. I love this shade as a face highlight, but this one you can also use this bronzy shade as eyeshadow or a face highlight if you have a deeper skin tone. But wet, it looks pretty nice as eyeshadow, so I'm gonna go in with that and just spray it. Just right on the center. There we go. Because I still want it to have that orangey look, but I feel like it just needs a little pop right there. CYO eyeshadows that are intended to be eyeshadows, not this highlight palette, is so shitty, so don't buy that. I did a whole video testing out CYO makeup. All right, I'm gonna get festive over here. But this is the final look. I just put on the scarf, jacket. Both of these will be linked down below. This is probably what I'll be wearing on Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Let me know how it goes down below, or when you guys are seeing this, it won't be Thanksgiving yet, so let me know what you're gonna be doing for Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday shopping if that's your thing. Don't forget to check back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, for an exciting announcement video. So I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.